Show me. No, don't show me.
He wore a fur coat, quoted Polish proverbs, and solved crimes that should have been impossible. Banacek was not just a TV detective. He was a statement, a wealthy, arrogant, impossibly charming Boston outsider who made the establishment sweat every single week. But behind those perfectly tailored suits and that slow, dangerous smile, nothing came easy. The star fought the network fought back, and the man who played Thomas Banacek was every bit as difficult as his character. This is Banacek, too smart, too stubborn, and too good-looking to last forever. George Peppard did not just play Thomas Banacek, he fought for him. When NBC first developed the concept, the character on the page was generic. Polished, yes. Clever, sure. But no roots, no soul, no edge. Peppard walked into development meetings and said the character needed to be Polish-American, not vaguely European, specifically, proudly, unmistakably Polish. NBC hesitated. This was in 1972. Polish Americans on television were mostly punchlines. Peppard did not care. He argued that Banacek's outsider status within Boston's establishment was the engine of every episode. A man never going to be invited into the club who was better than everyone in that club anyway. The impossible crimes were architecture. A fully armored tank vanishing from a military convoy. A racehorse disappearing from a locked stable in front of dozens of witnesses. A painting stolen from a sealed, guarded room without a single alarm triggered. The writing team obsessed over logistics, argued about physics and timing, and mapped every crime on paper before a single line of dialogue.
Have flocked here to the site, hampering the efforts of investigators to gather.
Banacek did not have casual fans. It had devotees who watched with notepads and wrote long letters pointing out details. Thomas Banacek was rich, genuinely, absurdly, unapologetically rich. And that was the most radical thing about him. American television in 1972 was not comfortable with heroes who did not need anything. Private eyes were broke. Cops were working class. Banacek needed nothing. He lived in a Boston brownstone that looked like a private museum, drove a chauffeured Rolls-Royce, and collected 15% of recovered insurance claims. Audiences found it almost offensive, then thrilling. Then they could not stop watching. Peppard was not easy to work with. He had opinions about everything. Scripts, camera angles, casting, editing. Directors quickly learned that Peppard was the de facto creative authority on set. Some found a rhythm with him. Others left vowing never to return. Being right and being easy to work with are two entirely different things. After 2 seasons and 18 feature-length episodes, NBC quietly removed Banacek from the rotation. No explanation, no finale, no closure. The show simply stopped. Loyal viewers were stunned, and their letters to NBC continued arriving for months after the final episode had already aired. Peppard spent years believing the show would return. He discussed potential storylines in interviews. The revival never came. But people who interviewed him consistently noted that when Banacek came up, something shifted. He sat forward. He got specific. That is what it looks like when a performer knows they did something worth remembering and is not entirely sure the world remembers it correctly. Subscribe 90s Playback for daily new videos and press the bell icon so you don't miss any update.